De Filippi is close enough now to begin to engineer a potential move going into turn number 1. So we look at 2, 3 cars together there. Where is Connor De Filippi going to go? Wide outside to begin with, and then up the inside. Well, carried probably too much speed through there, but we did see that coming, and it was set up really around the exit of the final turn, the Coca-Cola turn number 12. The cars are absolutely together here, and Connor De Filippi really does mean business. And Florian Stoll having to stick his elbows out and make that Audi as wide as possible, because here comes Connor De Filippi again. So Florian Stoll doing everything he can to defend from the clearly quicker Connor De Filippi car, and to try and keep up that defence for 16.5 minutes. It's going to be a big ask indeed. And at the moment, David Jahn is continuing to stick his elbows out and make sure that Robert Renau cannot come by, and Luca Ludwig is getting ever closer. There, I was correct, it is the RWT Racing Corvette of Sven Barton Remo Lips that is back marking that the leaders are going to come up against in a moment. Here comes Connor De Filippi once again as they round the final turn. We stay on board with the David Jahn car, looking back at Robert Renau, who's having to attack and defend at the same time, because whilst he's trying to attack the dunes of Zandvoort and that real old school circuit there to come, and then the glittering finale in Hockenheim. So Florian Stoll and Connor De Filippi are still virtually welded together. And the back end of the Florian Stoll car just kicking out a little bit there, and then we have 4 for P3 at the moment. So Connor De Filippi tracking every single movement of the Florian Stoll car ahead around the kink, which is effectively turn number 9, and head up towards the chicane once again, where heavy braking is the order of the day to make it through the chicane. Very few cars, to be fair, have shortcutted the chicane this weekend, and really good to see. Moment, Rolf Eichen is being able to hold off Patrick Assenheimer. It's Lamborghini versus Corvette, running in P7 and P8. These cars are getting ever closer together. Connor De Filippi now again inside, and has this time it worked? No, it hasn't, because Florian Stoll has always got the better line on the exit. And that means that once again, Connor De Filippi is denied, despite valiant efforts of trying to make it work through that turn number 1. It's really interesting how different drivers perceive how they can use turn 1 differently. And the ADAC Formula 4 single-seaters that are here this weekend as well. Mick Schumacher absolutely flies across the curves and actually generates and provokes oversteer from the car, but it works. It's a really aggressive way of using turn 1, but it works for him. And Connor De Filippi is using the runoffs, the curbs everywhere to try and make this work for him, and I think he's done it now. Yes, he has. It's P1 for Connor De Filippi, P2 for Florian Stoll. After turn, lap after lap of trying for Connor De Filippi, he has made it into P1, and now he will be up the road, because all along I've felt that that car has had the pace over the Florian Stoll car. So it was there, just putting himself into that hole. And once there, he had to remain absolutely committed to it. And disappointment on the Cape Styler at 24 APR Motorsport team, but it was a good move by Connor De Filippi, who made that work and is now through. And as I say, I just think has got the pace advantage and will be up the road now. The Coca-Cola turn for Connor De Filippi in that number 29 car, and it will be the first win of the season for Connor De Filippi and Christopher Mies. They've had a series of 3 P2s and a P3, but they and P3 David Jahn. So another very good ADAC GT Masters race, and from here on in, We only have 4 races to be done. Zandvoort and Hockenheim, 2 races apiece at each of those venues, as we see Connor Di Filippi once again taking that checkered flag as it's unfurled and takes the first win of the season in 2016 for Connor Di Filippi. Their confirmation of the result then: Connor Di Filippi, Christopher Mees taking the win from Florian Stoll and Lawrence Vantor. Then it's David Jahn and Kevin Estre, Robert Renauer and Martin Ragginger, Luca Ludwig and Sebastian Asch, Peter Overnaars and Vervic, and then Anaiken and Engelhardt and Dienst. And Connor Di Filippi then, as I said, he has taken some podium places along with Christopher Mees during the course of the season. In fact, Oschersleben P2 in both races, and then ran it up with P2 in Sachsenring, and then the P3 came at Lausitzring. But this is the first win for Connor Di Filippi and Christopher Mees, and you can tell just how pleased he is about that. Congratulated by Florian Stoll, and boy, didn't they battle hard together. And David Jahn then, and Kevin Estre will be on the podium, but it is for P3. So the congratulations being offered down there. So the focus of the media will be on the top 3 down there. Those cars are parked up, and well, that's done De Filippi and Mees no harm in their championship charge, which of course was being led by, or is being led by. There comes Connor Di Filippi and Christopher Mees then. Lawrence Vantor and Florian Stoll then. Been on the first row of the grid from qualifying, had it not been for a slight error by Lawrence Vantor for crossing the white line at pit in, which gave him a 3-place grid drop. But Kevin Estre and David Jahn then, who were on the top step of the podium yesterday. It's P3 today. Wolfgang Land is going to be on the podium. This is brilliant from Land Motorsport. So fantastic to see. And it'll be time now for National Anthem. So the anthem plays out then, and the trophy's about to be presented. And I have to say, and I'm sorry for bleating on about this, but the standard of trophies over the course of this weekend has been magnificent. Look at those two being held by our race winners. Brilliant trophies indeed. So Connor Di Filippi and Christopher Mees then with some marvellous trophies there. Lawrence Vantor and Florian Stoll get the same. Well, slightly different, obviously. And then it'll be Kevin Estre and David Jahn. Just look at the height difference between the two of them. David Jahn could be a race-winning horse jockey, I would think. Magnificent trophies, they really are. Which is great because it celebrates what has been a magnificent pair of races from the ADAC GT Masters. Plenty of drama and plenty of battles going on, and Wolfgang Land then receives the wonderful team's trophy, which is that super wonderful clock. Presenter makes hasty escape before being blitzed by champagne, and we can do the photos first. Are we heckers like? It's a champagne time. Thank you so much for watching the ADAC GT Masters 2 races here at the Nurburgring, and join us, make sure you do, for Zandvoort for the next round in the ADAC GT Masters. Bye-bye for now.